postman. It's okay. What are you guys doing here? I wasn't really expecting you right now. I'm in my PJs, so you want a video like right now? I guess I could do that. I mean, you want to give me a couple minutes and then we'll do this. Let me go get ready. And we're back. Hey everybody, it's Bianca or Blank Dino, and I don't know what to make a video about. Princess is here. You want to be in this video, baby? Come on, get up on my bed. We're in my bedroom right now, so Princess is here. I'm like, wait, you see that charging cable? Hi, Princess. What are you watching the video about? Dating in Japan it is. Alright, so there are tons of videos on the internet talking to dudes about how to get dates with Japanese ladies, and there's a lot of information on the internet about how it's impossible to date as a foreign lady in Japan and your life is going to be terrible. You're going to end up alone and cry. In my experience, this is not true. I think it's actually pretty easy to get a date in Japan if you're open to dating Japanese guys. There's tons and tons of dudes that are very interested in Western women and they would love to go on a date with you, but it's not quite like America where you can just kind of get pretty and then go sit somewhere and someone will talk to you, but you probably aren't going to like them anyway, so I don't know why you're doing that. But you have to be a little more proactive in Japan. So I'm going to recommend to you some apps that you're going to need for dating in Japan if you are open to using apps on the internet for dating. The first one is not actually a dating app, but you're definitely going to need it because everybody in Japan uses Line. If you've never used Line before, then you probably don't live in Japan yet, or you just don't like Line. I don't know. Everybody always asks, hey girl, what's your line? Hey, do you have Line? Like, even if you meet them on a dating website, within 10 seconds, they're probably gonna be like, do you use Line? They're always gonna try to take it offline. They're always gonna try to take it off of the dating app and onto Line because Line is like a permanent communication, and a lot of girls in Japan, both Japanese and foreign, date or join a dating app. Maybe they use it for like a week and then they're kind of disappointed and then they delete it, but then they come back later, but then, you know, it kind of varies how long they stay on the app. And I'm guilty of this too. I tend to go on the app and then go on dates with a couple dudes, and then I get busy with work and I'm like, I have no time for dating, and then delete all the apps. And then when my workload lightens up, I'm like, well, I guess I could download some apps again and find some gentlemen to hang out with. Now, the next app I'm going to talk to you about is popular in America and Japan, and it's called Tinder. If you do any dating in Japan or America, you've probably heard of Tinder. Tinder actually, for me, came out when I was in a long-term relationship, so when it came out, I didn't really get it. And then when I started dating again, I used Tinder in America, and it was pretty good. And I came to Japan, and in the cities, I think Tinder is really great. But in the countryside, you're gonna go through your matches pretty quickly. If you live in the countryside, you're gonna be like, yes, yes, no, 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 yes, yes, no, 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 yes, oh, that's all the matches. When I lived in Austin, it was like a smorgasbord of eternal matches. There was forever, just an eternity of matches. So in Japan, I encourage you to give guys that maybe you wouldn't usually go on a date with, give them a chance. I'm not saying if you think someone's a psychopath, give it a go. I'm just saying if you think somebody looks bad in their pictures, but maybe they could be hot, but you can't tell, maybe try. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Go on a date, doesn't matter. You don't have to marry them. And that's one thing I want to stress here. For dating in Japan, don't get hyper-focused on finding a long-term relationship and finding someone to marry. I think that even in your late 20s, if you're here, you need to focus on meeting lots of people. Maybe you meet them and they're not the right person, but you meet one of their friends and then they can introduce you to more people. There's always, it's important to cultivate friendship too, I think. So, what are the pros and cons of Tinder? Tinder has a lot of matches if you're in a city. If you're in the country, maybe it doesn't have as many matches. As a pro, it's all in English, but as a con, that means there's going to be less Japanese dudes. You're probably going to be finding a lot of foreign dudes on there, and that's fine. I mean, if you want to date non-Japanese guys or Japanese guys, whichever way. But Tinder is mostly comprised of non-Japanese guys where I live. Now in the city there's tons and tons and tons and tons of Japanese guys on this because they speak English, but if you go into the countryside you're not going to have a lot of matches. Shogunai. Next, let's talk about Blender. Blender is a cool app. It's actually made by the company who made Grindr, but it's a way to find people around you, but it also gives you matches from all over Japan. So maybe the person that you really need to be dating isn't even in your prefecture, and that's okay. So you can sort by age, date, and location, and it actually gives you a lot of information about them. What I like about this app is on their profile, it lists the language that they speak at the bottom of their profile. So you can see if someone says that they're low level in Japanese but native level in English, or if they're native level Japanese and conversational in English, or low level or native in English. So it gives you a lot of insight onto whether or not you're going to be able to communicate with that person. Because a lot of times, if you're a girl and you're dating in Japan, you're gonna get a lot of Japanese messages, and if you can't read Japanese, it could be a little difficult. So the pros of Blender is that there are tons of matches because they match you with people from all over the country. The con is sometimes your matches are far away, but I do think that there are a lot more people on this app than on Tinder. This app has dual front ends. It's also called Badoo sometimes, and I've noticed sometimes people message me and say, "What are you doing on Badoo?" And I say, "I'm not on Badoo, I'm on Blender." And there's this whole confusion on their end, but I've already figured out what's going on. So there are multiple front ends for their back end. So there are different apps that draw from the same database. I don't know why, but I think maybe they have it available in multiple languages too. So maybe there's more Japanese guys on here, more Japanese girls. Okay, next up is an app whose name I'm not going to say because I'm just going to butcher it if I do, so I'll put the name somewhere in this video. This app was actually recommended to me by one of my YouTube friends, That Japanese Man Yuta. One downside is that it's only available in Japanese. If you don't have some level of Japanese ability, you're going to have a really hard time using this app. My Japanese it's okay. And I'm pretty patient, so I spend a lot of time when I don't understand something, like just putting the character into Google Translate, and I'm like, oh, this is just asking me my blood type. I don't know what it is, so oh well. There's a lot of guys on here. One of the pros is you're gonna find a lot of Japanese guys. One of the cons is they're gonna speak Japanese. But honestly, if you are living and dating in Japan and you're a woman, the burden of communication is usually placed on you. You'll even see this on guys that are dating Japanese women. Maybe they speak some Japanese, but their wives definitely speak a lot more English than the guys speak Japanese. And I don't think this is actually like the guy's fault. I think that it's something that culturally has been cultivated. Women are supposed to be good at communicating and using their words, and men aren't allowed to have feelings, and they must be terrible at communicating, and if they have a problem, they just fight it out. And I think that's kind of a problem. The hyper-masculine, every man must be this super muscle jacked dude that'll get a fight with you if you don't know what he means, because you better know what he means, even though men aren't supposed to be good at communicating. It definitely creates an assumption in dating that the burden of communication is usually on the woman. So if you're gonna date Japanese guys, I encourage you to learn the language. I'm not saying you have to be a super #1 Japanese master, because you can always meet in the middle. But it's good to know the basic vocabulary and how to get to know each other and things like that. Because if you don't know basic conversational Japanese, maybe you can meet a guy who will only speak English with you. And if you do, I congratulate you. But I think if you want to be able to date a wide variety of guys, you need to have some Japanese ability. There's one last app I want to talk about, but it's kind of bad, and you're not supposed to do this. But I continually get asked on dates through this app, even though I am not there for dating. So I think if you want to get asked on a date, this app literally, I get asked on dates all the time. There's an app called HelloTalk in the App Store, and it's made exclusively for language learning. If you try to get a date with somebody, they can report you and your account is banned. And I end up doing this quite often because I feel really annoyed that I am continually trying to use it to learn Japanese, and Japanese dudes are like, hey, nice to meet you. What's your line? Do you want to go out on Friday? I think some guys feel more comfortable on this app because it's not made for dating. So maybe they just feel more comfortable in that situation. But HelloTalk is one app that you shouldn't use for dating, but if you're an attractive lady in Japan, dudes are gonna ask you out on dates on this app all the time. So don't use it for dating, but people do. I do not. So thank you for watching my video. Let me know in the comments if there are any dating apps that you like to use in Japan or any that you've had success with. And this video is really about e-dating. Da, 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 internet magic sparkles. I might make a video about offline dating also, if people are interested. So I guess in the comments, let me know if there are apps that you use and you've had success on, and let me know if you would like to see a video about offline dating for women in Japan looking to date Japanese and non-Japanese men. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to do whatever you want to do, and if that includes like commenting and subscribing. I don't even like asking for that. I don't want you to like this video. You know what, please don't dislike this video. If it's a comment about how I'm a whore because I date Japanese men, I'm not really interested in that, but I'm sure they'll get a few anyway. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm super active on Twitter. I tweet almost every day. And if you want to see more about my life, but you realize that I don't really post videos that often, then I encourage you to check out my Instagram. I post short videos there and things about Princess, who's currently eating some type of garbage. Thanks for dropping it on my foot. It's a toothpick. Where'd you get this toothpick? Where'd you get this toothpick? You want this toothpick? Well, you can't have it because it's garbage. It's garbage, no fork, baby donkey, okay? I'm sorry. Oh, you guys are still here. I don't talk to my dog like that all the time, just sometimes. Okay, well, get out of my house now. Okay, bye!